But you can tell if you've fallen victim to this by opening your projects folder and seeing if you have a bunch of untitled projects. What's going on, everybody? My name is TAETRO, your electronic music mentor. Welcome back to an all-new Mentor Monday. Now, if you don't know, Mentor Monday is a segment on the channel where we talk about some of the more philosophical and less technical aspects of being an electronic music producer or an artist. If you haven't yet, click that subscribe button for more electronic music performances, tutorials, and content to make you a more productive producer. In today's Mentor Monday, I want to talk about 3 ways that we can constantly fool ourselves into thinking that we're actually being productive when really we're not. The first way is cleaning your setup or reorganizing your studio. I mean, there's actually a real need here. Having a clean studio and having a nice workflow with the way your studio is arranged is really important for your productivity. But how many times would you say you've gone to make music or you felt like being in your studio to do something productive and you kind of just say, oh, well, I'll just straighten things out and when I'm done, I'll go ahead and make a beat or I'll work on that new track. And then by the time you're done doing the cleaning and the arranging, you feel like you've accomplished a task and you head back over to the living room and turn on Netflix. If you follow me on Instagram and you've been a fan of this channel, you know that I really love aesthetics, so arranging things perfectly is something I really love to do, but I always have to remind myself that that in itself is not the mission. The mission is to create great music, great tracks, great beats, not to have a super clean studio. Yes, having a super clean studio helps, but that's not the thing I should be spending most of my time on. And at least if I'm gonna take a minute to clean and arrange the studio, I better make something dope after I'm done. The next way we fool ourselves into thinking we're being productive is actually by watching tutorials, reading blogs, doing whatever, doing research. Now, obviously watching tutorials, reading blog posts are all awesome things. You can basically get a free education in music production and electronic music on the internet. But I can think of lots of times where I've just been in the mood to make something, but I've just been a little too tired, or I've really wanted to make a great track, or I wanted to make some progress, and instead of actually making my way over to the desk or picking up my laptop, I just watched some tutorials on my phone or some electronic music videos on YouTube. Now my brain is telling myself, hey, I'll watch these tutorials, I'll learn something, and then maybe next time I actually go over to the computer to make some music, I'll be better off. But really, I'm just tricking myself into thinking that watching tutorials is productivity. And of course it can be. Just be real with yourself and figure out if you're just a little too lazy to get up and go sit at your desk, or if there's an actual specific new technique or skill that you want to learn from a tutorial. The third way we convince ourselves we're being productive is a little strange and maybe a little controversial, but actually making a beat. Now, 9 times out of 10, I bet if you sit down 9 times out of 10 and make some music, you're being productive, guaranteed. Any progress you can make at your craft just by doing it, I'm sure you can go a long way. But there are some times where I sit at my computer to make a beat or make some music, and I'm kind of just being lazy. I'm kind of just doing it just to do it. Which is fine, it's relaxing, it's fun. Maybe I'm not creating new music to put out there, maybe I'm just doing it as an exercise. But you can tell if you've fallen victim to this by opening your projects folder and seeing if you have a bunch of untitled projects that are, if you're working in Ableton, only in session view, just random clips and ideas. Sure, you sat down and made something, but to what end? Did you learn something while you were making it? Are you gonna release that track? Are you gonna share that track with somebody to get feedback? What's the goal? And if you're not doing any of those things, were you productive? Of course, maybe you were honing your music making skills, maybe you were practicing melody, maybe you were making cool harmonies, experimenting with something new. Like I said, 9 times out of 10, if you sit down to make music, you're gonna be making progress inherently just by doing. But there's always that 1 time out of 10 where we're kind of fooling ourselves and the project file goes away and is never to be opened again, and the music wasn't really worth anything. Alright, so those are 3 major ways that I have fooled myself into thinking that I'm being productive. If you have similar ones, similar ways you cheat your brain into thinking you're actually making moves, let me know in a comment down below. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and make sure you subscribe to this channel for more live electronic music performances, tutorials, and content to make you a more productive producer. My name is TAETRO, your electronic music mentor. Have a good one.